Hey there. Good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you might be in time. Nice to see you all. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're breathing deeply. We'll be doing some more of that today together. You can start by setting yourself up by your mat, or if you're, hi San Francisco, that's so cool. If you do not have a mat, that doesn't matter. You can use the floor, any surface that's a little bit grippy. And then it can be nice, because we'll be flowing today, just to have some water. It doesn't have to be in a bottle or anything, but maybe just a cup. So that if you get thirsty, you can just give yourself a little hydration. We'll get started in about a minute, but anytime you feel ready to do so, you can start to make your way into a Shavasana. So allowing the body to spread out in whatever space you've created for yourself. And then through your breath deepening, allowing your weight to sink deeper into the ground below you. Hi to everyone who's just joining. Turning the comments off. Just to make sure that once this is saved, everyone can see me. We've never had a chance to practice together before or meet. My name is Mari. I'm here in LA with Moto Yoga LA. So we'll be moving through a 45-minute flow practice today. We'll be starting on our backs. So if you haven't already, make your way into Shavasana. Take up as much space as you need, or as much space as you can. And imagine the outline of your entire body getting a little softer. And then beginning to focus on your breath. As you inhale really deeply through your nose. Let your exhales be a big sigh out of your mouth. In that sigh, some release of tension, stuff that you're holding on to you might not find useful in the next 45 minutes. Whatever comes up with your breath, you take it in and release it out. And to me, one of the beautiful things about a yoga practice is that it's different every day, and that it really allows us to be with our bodies in the moment. So especially now, you notice what comes up, and if what you need is rest, what you need is a modification, please feel free to follow yourself rather than the cues that I'm giving you. All together on the back, we'll take one more extended breath in through the nose. And one more big sigh out of the mouth. And take a little movement into your fingers, into your toes. You might roll your wrists out, roll your ankles out. Maybe stretch out your jaw, move your neck from side to side. Just really relishing these little movements as if the body's just starting to wake up. As you take your arms up overhead, you reach and stretch your fingertips over towards the opposite side of your toes. You breathe in. Bring your knees into your chest as you breathe out. Give yourself a little squeeze. Hands on your shins. You can take a little rocking left to right on your back body, massaging the muscles that live alongside your spine. Knees can be together for this. If it feels better to have your knees apart, just make them a little wider. Take another in-breath. Squeeze your knees a little closer as you exhale. We'll take the right arm up overhead, roll on over to your right side. And we'll straight away come into a tabletop position with the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees approximately underneath the hips. This is not an exact science. See where you feel supported by the ground. Keep your toes uncurled, push the front of your ankles down, same as the tips of your fingers. We'll take an in-breath to lift the chest and the tailbone up high, dip the navel low. As you exhale, round your back up towards the ceiling, feel your low belly pull in. 2 more like that. Follow your breath. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tail up. Exhale, round your spine, push your shin bones down. 1 more, breathe and extend from your pubic bone to your throat, through your chin. Exhale to round, tailbone points down, gaze towards your navel. Full breath in, extend your spine forward, stretch through the crown of your head. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees, make your way to your first downward facing dog. Now it's likely that you have to widen your dog a little bit, create a little more space between your hands and your feet. So walk your feet and your hands into a place where you feel supported. Feet can be hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. Your hands push the ground forward, down, and away. So you're really activating the muscles of your arms as you draw your biceps forward and your triceps back. Long side waist, front of the hip bones, lift up towards the ceiling. Take an extended breath in. Maybe your heels go a little lower towards the ground behind you. You feel this like nice stretch in the back of your legs. Awesome. Take 1 more breath like that. Inhale. And a complete breath out. We'll take an inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward. Then with small steps, just make your way towards the top edge of your mat space. Feet together, half lift, hands to shins. Extend the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold, fingertips go back to the ground. Push your heels down, reach your arms up, inhale, get really tall. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Land into Tadasana for 1 breath in. Drop your hands if you haven't already, widen through your chest, breath out. Have a beautiful practice. Inhale, reach your arms up, try to stretch up towards your ceiling. A little softness behind the knees as you dive forward over your legs. Take your half lift here, fingertips to the ground or hands to shin. Place your palms, step yourself back into a plank pose. Firm up through your thighs, lift just as much through the balls of the feet as you do through the hands. Draw the chest about 1 inch forward, take an inhale. Lower your knees, uncurl your toes, lower your chest, bend your elbows straight back. Baby Cobra, inhale, heart forward and up. Push through the hands, lift your hips back up into downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, inhale. Step your right foot, then your left foot to the top edge of your mat. Half lift, breathe in. Think of elongating your spine, little lift in the low belly. Fold as you exhale. Arms up high, breathe in. Hands to heart, breath out. Reach straight back up, inhale, extend your sideways. Fold over your thighs, exhale. Take your half lift, breathe in. Plank your hands, step back, plank pose, breath out. 1 breath in here, push the ground away, lift through the backs of your knees. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes, second modified flow, chest goes forward and down. Baby Cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Through the nose, breathe in. Try to breathe out of your nose as you exhale. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward. As you breathe out, left foot then right foot, top edge of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Heels root, arms rise, breathe in. Palms to your heart, breath out. Arms go back up. Inhale, maybe look up. Fold, exhale. Half lift, breathe in. Plank pose, breath out. Firm thighs, inhale. Lower all the way to the ground. One long line, exhale. Baby cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Take one in breath. One out breath. Step your big toes together. Make them a little bit closer towards your hands. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward, breathe in. Option to try a light hop. Feet towards your hands or just step, step. Take your half lift here, inhale. Fold, exhale. Arms up overhead, inhale, reach them high. Interlace your fingers, release your index. Take a side stretch up and over to the right. Shine your right armpit forward just as much as your left. Breathe in. Belly strong, reach further right, breath out. Take it back up to center, inhale. Exhale over to the left. Think of your rib cage floating away from your hip creases. Ground through the outer edge of your right foot. One more inhale. Press your palms as you go further to the left. Make your way back up to center, breathe in. Parallel your palms, sit low, chair pose, breath out. Firm inner thighs, hip creases move back as the center of your chest goes forward and up. Shoot energy out of your fingertips with a breath in. Fold over your thighs, breath out. Half lift, inhale. Plank pose, step, step back, exhale. Take one breath in here. You choose knees up or down, chaturanga, exhale. For up dog, heart goes forward and through, thighs are lifted. Push into the palms, especially thumb and index finger as you lift back up to downward facing dog. Big toes together, bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward, gather up with an inhale. Use your exhale to hop or just step, step. Half lift, breathe in. Fold, breath out. Arms float high, inhale. Chair pose, sit right back down, exhale. This time, hands to your heart. Keep the chest lifted, breathe in. Use the space you just found, twist to the right, breath out. Outer left arm, outer right thigh, or left forearm to thighs, right hand to sacrum. Feel the belly working as it lifts away from the thighs. Roll the left ribs under and the right ribs up. Move it back to center. Inhale, extend your fingertips up, straight leg. Bend your elbows, lift your heart, exhale. Reach back up, inhale. Chair pose, exhale. Hands to heart, spine stays long, breathe in. Twist yourself left, look left, breath out. So you have hands together, maybe you have a modification in the arms, the hips stay lower than the heart. Feel extension through the chest space, forward and away from the hips. Use that room to rotate left side ribs up. Come through center, inhale, straight legs, arms float high. Bend your elbows, lift your heart, exhale. Reach back up, breathe in. Fold over your thighs, breath out. Take a half lift as you inhale. Step or hop back, plank through chaturanga, exhale. You can always skip the flow, meet us in downward facing dog. In down dog, one breath in. Or consistently breathe out of your nose as you exhale. Let's try that again. Inhale, fill your belly up. Targeted breath out of your nose as you exhale. Nice. Inhale, kick your right leg up behind you. Just once, bring your knee to your nose on your exhale. Kick right back up through the heel. Inhale, really extend through the back of the right knee. This time look forward, lightly land your right foot in between your hands. I'm going to take it up into crescent lunge. Push your front foot down. Move your arms forward and up with your in-breath. And open that up into warrior two as you breathe out. Right arm up and back, inhale. Back to warrior two, exhale. Again, peaceful warrior, inhale, right arm up and back. This time stay reaching with the right hand, straighten your right leg. Move your left foot in once, little shorter stance, float your right arm forward, breathe in. Let your right hand land on your shin. Maybe you have a bottle or a block. Left fingertips high. So you focus on extending the space between your fingers, allowing the chest to open, the shoulder blades to move back. Lift through the right hip crease. Push through the heel of your back foot. Thigh muscles hug the bones. Breathe in. Left hand to left hip. Breathe out. Bring your gaze forward ahead of your right toes. We're going to slide the left foot in a little bit. Now the right hand to the ground or a prop as the left foot lifts up. Now maybe you stay here, right hand in your hip. Trying to extend your chest away from your back foot. Maybe you float your right hand away from the ground. Maybe you move your left arm up towards the sky. Just some stuff to play with. Yeah, floating half moon shape. We're here for one more inhale as you extend in as many different directions as you like. Then bring a soft bend to your front knee. We're going to step it back into warrior two. Arms parallel to the ground. Breathe in. Lunge if you lost it. Breath out. Right arm up and back. Inhale. Hands circle all the way to the ground. Exhale. Kick your right leg up and back. Breathe in. Bend your right knee. Stack your hip. Breath out. Re-extend your right leg. Come forward to plank pose with a floating right foot. Inhale. Option to lower like this or tap your right foot down before you chaturanga. All 10 toes on the ground. Up dog. Thighs are lifted. Downward facing dog. And you're down dog. Breathe in. Give yourself a nice long sigh. Excuse me as you breathe out. Seal your lips back up. Inhale. Out of your nose, strong exhale. Take your left leg up behind you. Breathe in. Just once. Bring your knee and your nose together. Round your spine. Breath out. Kick back up. Inhale. Look forward. Step your left foot in between your thumbs. High lunge on the breath in. Arms float up. Armpits lift. Open it up. Warrior two. Back heel spins to the earth. Left palm goes high. Peaceful warrior. Reach up and back. Exhale and back in warrior two. Once again, peaceful warrior. Breathe in like a dance. Stay here. Straighten your left leg. Heel toe your right foot in once. Take your left arm forward. Right arm up. Triangle pose, second side. Your left fingertips can land on something, or you can press the back of your left hand to the inner edge of your left shin. Try to rotate just a little bit through the chest so the right side ribs shine up as the right hip point reaches forward. Firm through the back thigh, breathe in. One more breath out. Right hand to right hip. Bend your front knee, look forward, take an inhale, slide your back foot in. Lift your right heel off the floor. Now you can look ahead of you, you can look down. You can also try to look towards the right side of your space. Really extend your left side torso longer as you move your right arm up towards the ceiling. Once again, that stacking of the shoulder blades, gentle rotation of the right side ribs up. Take an inhale, step it back into warrior two as you exhale. Left arm up and back, breathe in. Circle your hands to the ground, breath out. Take your left leg up high, breathe in. Bend your knee, stack your hip, breath out. Extend your left leg, come forward to plank pose, firm left heel. One-legged chaturanga is an option. I'm going to move up through up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, exhale. Notice how you're breathing. Notice if your body's asking for something different than what you're currently giving it. You can always adjust, you're never stuck. One more in breath, out breath. Bend the knees, lift the heels, breathe in, look forward. Step or hop, land lightly, top edge of your mat. Half lift, breathe in. Fold and sigh. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. Take your peace fingers, so your index and your middle finger, and hook them onto the inner edges of your big toes. So the heels are underneath the hips. You have the big toes. Gonna roll a little bit of weight into the front of your feet as you move your heart forward, inhale. Pull onto your toes, activate your biceps, draw your heart straight down to the ground as you exhale. Active forward fold, keeping the shoulder tips away from the ears, allowing the low belly to scoop in so the chest can go a little closer towards the shin bones. Feel the breath in, move in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose or your mouth, exhale. Take your hands away from your feet, breathe in, slow half lift here. Plant your hands, step your feet back, plank through chaturanga or skip it and meet us in downward facing dog. Take an extended breath in and sigh on the breath out. Look forward, bend your knees, lift your heels, a little different. Step your feet to the outer edges of your mat outside of your hands. So you got a little wide stance here. I'm going to sit the hips down so the sits bones hover off the floor and bring the hands to the center of the chest. So you're here, you can feel your heels pushing down actively, right? Creating a tiny bit of lifts in the hips. If you notice the spine rounding forward, kind of like your head is sinking in towards your back, draw the chest up, roll the shoulder blades down. Always an option to sit on something here. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. I'm gonna stay for 3 more rounds of breath, or bring your hands about shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers. Start to lift your hips up. Place your palms a little bit ahead of your shoulders on the mat. So you have little shelves here for your shin bones, using your upper arms. Really help here to step the feet together, so do that. And slowly, as you push the hands down, start to lift the toe tips off the floor. Bakasana crow shape. Something to play with. Keep pushing the ground away as you lift your low belly, your back body off the mat. Take one more breath in. Toes back down or hop back through chaturanga, breath out. If you're still in your squat, gently lift your hips. Walk yourself back through a flow, or meet us in downward facing dog. Just one more breath in. Child's pose, breath out. Draw your knees to the ground. Let your chest go heavy towards the earth. Arms long ahead of you. Soften your shoulders, breathe in. Release your low jaw, breath out. One more inhale. Heavy hips, exhale. Walk your fingertips forward, come into tabletop as you breathe in. Lift your hips up, back, and away, breath out. Right away, bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward. Step or hop, feet go to the top edge of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Arms float high, breathe in, reach them up. Left arm circles underneath the right. Double bind, hands clasp, or single bind, hug your shoulders. Sit your hips down low, lift your low left leg rather up and over your right leg. So whatever bind you have in your arms, think of the hip points sinking lower and the center of your chest lifting higher. Elbows rise up, breathe in. Full breath out. Going to unravel, lift the left knee up, breathe in. Step the left foot back, warrior one, stance, breath out. So a little shorter than your warrior two, the back heel is on the ground. Still with your eagle arms, lift your chest, inhale. Stay here, keep the lunge, low belly strong, exhale. Unravel your arms, warrior one, inhale. Open it up, warrior two. Create a little more space between your feet as you exhale. Right arm up and back. Breathe in, peaceful warrior. All the way into extended side angle. Reach your right arm forward. Right palm dips to the inner edge of your right knee or right forearm to the right thigh. Take the left arm up overhead, left bicep by left ear. Firm up your left quad. Push down through your right heel. Long in the left side body, breathe in. Feel the right armpit lifts a little, breath out. Through Peaceful Warrior, right arm up and back, breathe in. Circle your hands to the ground, breath up. Right arm goes up, twisted lunge, inhale. Right palm back down to the ground, exhale. Shoot your right foot back. One-legged plank is an option. Chaturanga, exhale. Halfway or all the way down. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look up ahead, inhale. Step or hop light through the feet, exhale. Half lifted extension through the chest, breathe in. Fold out, exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your right arm underneath the left. Sit your hips down low. Draw your right heel up away from the floor. Cross your right leg up and over. Be nice to move a little slower through the transitions just so you can catch your breath. And once you have the shape, notice where there's room to expand, even though you're constricting the arms and the legs. So one more breath in, move all the way into the belly. Squeeze your thighs as you sit lower. Keep the arms in the bind, lift just the right knee up, inhale. Step your right foot back, warrior one stance, exhale. Move your arms up a little, breathe in. Lunge deeper into your front leg. Take a tiny bit of an upper back bend as you breathe out. Float your arms up high, unravel them, breathe in. Open it up, warrior two. A little more room between the feet, back foot is rooted. Left arm goes high, Peaceful Warrior, inhale. Extended side angle, second side. Left hand floats down a little as you focus on the right arm reaching up and over the right ear. As much space as you can create between your back heel and your right fingertips. Push into your left foot to draw your left hip back and feel your right hip move forward a little. Through Peaceful Warrior, move your left arm up and back, inhale. Circle your hands all the way to the ground, exhale. Inhale, lift your left arm up, twisted lunge. Exhale, left hand to the ground. Shoot your left foot back, plank pose or one-legged plank. Chaturanga, breathe out. Move through your back bend. Meet us in downward dog. Soften your face, breathe in. Flutter your lips, let out. Bring your gaze forward, bend your knees, lift your heels. Step or hop yourself, top edge of your mat. Half lift here, feel the side waist extend. Fold, exhale. Arms float high overhead, inhale. Just land with your palms at your heart as you exhale. We'll take one breath in. Drop your palms, mountain pose, land here, breath out. Take your hands onto your hips. Push your right heel into the ground, lift your left knee up in front of you. So over here, we have the outer left hip rolling down, the belly helping to lift the leg up. Two choices, left hand, outer edge of left knee, or peace fingers to the inner edge of your left big toe. If you have the toe, start to kick your leg forward. Whether you have the toe or the knee, start to move your leg out and over to the side. Now you can stay with your right hand on your hip. You can also move your right arm out towards the right. Choose what feels best, breathe in. Stay, extend your heart up, your left leg out to the left, breath out. I'm going to come up to center. Listen closely. Let go of your knee or your toe. Breathe in. Reach your arms up. Kick your left leg back. Toppling tree. Exhale. You got an extension through your left leg. A floating forward of the chest as your right heel pushes into the mat. Breathe in. Fingertips to the ground. Standing splits. Breath up. Chest forward. Inhale. Left knee to nose, exhale. Step your left foot down to meet your right. Draw your heart forward, inhale. Step your right foot to the back, exhale. Back knee to the ground, arms to the sky. Breathe in. Bend your elbows, lift your heart, breath up. Stay here for a breath in. Firm up your right glute. Hips might go a little deeper as you exhale. Reach your arms up, breathe in. Plant your hands down, frame your front foot, breath out. Back toe stuck, back knee lifts. Kick your left leg up and back, inhale. Landing downward facing dog, exhale. Bend your knees, lift your heels, breathe in. Step or hop, top edge of your mat, breath out. Half lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Arms float high, breathe in. Hands to your heart, breath out. Inhale. Drop your palms, soften the tips of your shoulders. Stay for a breath in. Land on your feet, breath out. Hands onto your hips. Push your left heel down strongly. Really activate the muscles in your left leg. Float your right knee up. So you're already balancing. You can choose right hand, outer edge of knee, move it out to the side. Or grab your big toes, kick your right heel forward, and then move your right leg to the side. So Utthita Hastasana. Fun name for something pretty challenging. Maybe the left arm moves left. Maybe you look over your left fingertips. Keep the left glute, left leg active. Take one more inhale. Rise up through the center of your chest, exhale. Come back up slowly, knee goes forward, arms go high, breathe in. Toppling tree, that standing leg is so strong as you kick your right heel back on your breath out. I'm gonna stay here for the inhale. Roll your thumbs up, widen further through your chest as you exhale. Take one more breath in, shoot your heart forward. Fingertips to the ground, standing splits, breathe out. Take your heart forward, breathe in. Bring your right knee to your nose, round your back, breath out. Step your right foot next to your left. Take a half lift, inhale. Step your left foot to the back edge of your mat, exhale. Draw your back knee to the earth. Float your arms up high. Anjaneyasana, inhale. Bend your elbows, lift your heart. Catch your breath as you shine your heart up. Move your hips forward. Feel the opening in your left hip flexor. Move your arms back up, breathe in. Place your palms, frame your front foot, breath out. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee. Kick your right leg up and back. Three-legged dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. You have the option to move through one flow here. So see what feels good. Allow the breath to guide you. Once you're back in down dog, inhale. Whatever type of breath out you need, exhale. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward, breathe in. Step or float lightly, top of the mat, breath out. Take your half lift as you inhale. Fold all the way back down as you exhale. Arms up overhead, breathe in. Hands land at your heart, breath out. Palms to your hips, move your left knee out to the left. Pick the left foot up, place it anywhere along the inner edge of your left leg. So it can be the ankle, the calf, it can be the inner thigh. You can give your foot a little lift with your hand if you like. And the hands can come back to the hips for support. They can also land at the center of the chest. Notice where your hips are in space. Can you push down through the standing foot? Almost if you're lifting your front hip points up. Inhale, begin to move your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale to adjust your left elbow into your left waist. We're going to move the left knee forward first. Lift it up like you did before. Breathe in. Kick your left heel back as you breathe out. Reach back for the inner or the outer edge of your left foot. Begin to kick back. Dancer's pose. Float your left foot away from you as your right hand reaches towards the ceiling. Long in the right sideways. Breathe through the balance. Breathe through the back bend. Stay for an inhale. Long exhale. With control, come back up. Float your knees together. Breathe in. Foot down, arms down, breath out. Roll your shoulder blades up. Inhale. Rolling back. Exhale. Bring your hands onto your hips. Bring your right knee out to the right. Anywhere along the leg. Just find a place that feels good for your hips, that makes you feel supported through the inner edge of your left leg. Anytime you're ready, you can bring your hands to your heart. And just notice the left heel rooting you down as the crown of the head floats away from that anchor point. From this steady breath you found in this shape, begin to move your arms up. Guide your right elbow in towards your right sideways. Float your right knee forward, lift the knee. Notice how the belly is helping to lift the knee. Keep it engaged. Kick your right heel back, grab for the inner edge of your right foot. Now you're already in a dancer's pose, no need to move if you already feel like this is where you need to be. If you want to move, you can start to kick back as you reach forward. So it's always a balance of reach. As much as you kick, that's how much you try to bring your left hand away from you. Standing leg is strong, gentle, tiny bend in the knee for your last breath in. Breath out. Come back up through center, knees together, inhale. Step your foot down, float your arms down, exhale. Inhale, shoulders lift. Exhale, shoulders roll down. Arms go high, inhale, look up. Fold over your legs, exhale. Take your half lift, breathe in. Step or hop back, chaturanga, or skip it and come into downward facing dog. Notice your inhale. In down dog, sigh or exhale. Come forward into plank pose, breathe in. Now lower all the way to the belly, this strong core breath out. Once your chin, your chest, your hips hit the mat, bring your arms behind you, interlace your fingers. Pull your heart forward, then up, breathe in. Lift your toe tips away from the ground, breath out. Lift your fist away from your bum too. So you're one long lightning bolt of energy out of the toe tips, out of the head. Push those palms together. Feel the chest rise higher as you inhale. Come down into the ground, exhale. Take your left ear to the mat. Bring your arms alongside your torso. Just stay here for an inhale. Move the breath into your back body. Let's release something out of your mouth as you exhale. Bring your gaze back to center. Stick with locust. You were just there, second set. Or kick your heels in towards your hips. Grab for either the outer edges of your feet or grab your ankles. Grab your ankles, flex your feet. Move your heart up. Move your shin bones back. Yeah, knees about in line with your hips. Again, not an exact science. See what works for your back. Extend your heart up, your chin up. Maybe you look up in this one as you breathe in. Come down very slowly, exhale. Take your opposite ear to the ground. Let your legs lengthen behind you.
Bring your chin back to center. Place your hands by your middle to low ribs. Feet about hip distance apart behind you. Tuck your toes under, muscle your thighs. Try to lift your navel away from the floor so you're really strong in your core. Option to push back into tabletop or take an inhale. Push up into plank pose as you exhale. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Pedal this out a few times. Give your hips a little sway. Look forward behind your shin, behind your wrists. Breathe in. Place your shin bones on the ground behind your wrist creases. So you have a seat, kind of like a wide-legged child's pose, but closer to the top edge of your mat. Okay, nestle your hips in between your heels here. This hurts your ankles. You can always sit on something. It can be a block or a book. We'll take the hands behind the hips. Well, maybe this is where you stay, already feeling the stretch in the quads, right? The front of the thighs. Maybe you scoot the tailbone forward. Start to move your chest back. And you can stay here on your forearms. You can also choose to go all the way down onto your back. Especially paying attention to how your low back feels here. So if there's compression, the lowest part of your spine, try to elongate your tailbone away from your chest. Keep the shin bones rooting. Open up through your heart. I'm going to slowly come back up through this one. Push in through the forearms. Rise up onto your shins. Move your knees together, bring your hands into your lap. Take a long breath in. Move a breath out of your mouth. You can stay seated for a few rounds of breath, or biggest back bend for today is camel. Come onto your shins. Move your shin bones about hip distance apart. You have the option here to tuck your toes under behind you. And take your hands onto your low back, tops of your glutes. So you can feel your glutes, strengthen them right here. Begin to push your knees down and your chest up. Maybe you stay here, shoulder blades moving back a little. Maybe as your hips go forward, your chest and your head go back. You have the option to reach for your heels. Once you have the heels, as if there's a block in between the inner ankles, keep them in line with the knees, draw your chest upwards, roll your heart open, breathe in, breathe out. Hands onto your low back. If you let them go to your feet, use your core, lift your chest back up. Take a seat once again on your shins. Extended breath in, breath out. Hands move to the ground in front of your knees. Step your feet back, downward facing dog. Stay in your dog. You can choose to flush this out with a flow. And once you're back in your downward facing dog, lift your right leg up and back behind you as you inhale. Draw your right knee towards your right wrist. Lay your shin bone down as you exhale. Move your left foot back a little. Create some room for your hips to spread. Roll your outer right hip down. Stay upright, proud pigeon. And roll your heart space forward. Sleeping pigeon. If you need any support under the outer right hip, you can use the props you have handy. We're here for about 5 more rounds of breath. Last in breath. Breathe out. Hands move underneath your shoulders. Lift your heart. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Pull it out a few times. Lift your left leg up behind you, breathe in. Left knee to left wrist, breath out. Move your right foot back a little, stay upright. Or float your chest forward. Sleeping pigeon, second side. Last 2 breaths. Begin to lift your heart, tuck your back toes under. Step back, downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath here, or move through 1 last flow in your practice today. Using your own breath, a rhythm you've cultivated. So lift yourself back up into downward facing dog. Draw your knees onto the ground. Grab some water if you're thirsty. Move onto your back in any direction you prefer. Slowly allowing the shoulder blades to settle as you keep your knees bent. You have 2 options. Once you're on your back, you can take a reclined cobbler's pose, knees fall out to the side. You can also take a happy baby, bring your heels up, grab for the outer edges of your feet with your hands. If you're in happy baby, any last movements that feel good, maybe extending one leg, extending the other. And from there, option to take one more squeeze of the knees into the chest. And slowly extend your heels out behind you. Let yourself fall into your final Shavasana. Arms long alongside your body. So again, just smudging the outer edges of your shape. All the muscles soften into the earth. And the breath begins to slow. Face softens all the way, including your tongue. You're welcome to stay in your shape for as long as you like or as long as you can. You have even 5 or 10 more breaths today. Allow your body to soak up rest, stillness, sense of being okay with what's coming up in the moment. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have a good day. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of others. As always, if you do feel compelled to donate, there is a link in our bio. Namaste.